Being blind can be an adventure. Steps can come out of nowhere. The police get nasty when you drive. People don't invite you to perform their brain surgery, and you're not likely to be chosen for the next space mission. But there is one area of expertise that we blind types are well suited to. This, Aunt Pearl discovered, is the ability to navigate equally well, whether it is dark or light. It is not a talent in great demand in the world at large. However, one's ability to navigate without light does come in handy very occasionally. And so, Aunt Pearl would politely remind you, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. However, during a blackout, the blind curmudgeon gets her own back.
A few Easters ago, I found myself suddenly elevated, but at 4 a.m., even royalty craves sleep. My sister Sallianapolis, her husband, and my niece had come to visit my mother and me for Easter. My other sister, Chicago Ann, and her husband, His Berber Highness, were also there, though safely tucked away in our upstairs apartment, blissfully unaware of the early morning drama. Unlike them, I wasn't so lucky. It was Sallianapolis who reminded me that there are two states of consciousness, and that in her humble opinion, I was participating in the wrong one.
"Wake up, the power's out,"
she announced. I don't need power to sleep. What time is it anyway?
"It's almost 4 o'clock.
You mean I slept through the whole day?
No, dummy. If it were 4 p.m., I'd be taking your pulse, not shaking you awake."
Go ahead, take it, I mumbled, but please do it quietly. I want to go back to sleep. I rolled over, determined to ignore her, but Sallianapolis was not about to let me off the hook.
"Mom's oxygen tank isn't working."
That got my attention. I bolted upright and stumbled into the living room, crown firmly in place as the reluctant monarch of Near-Dawn Emergencies. "Mom, are you okay?" I asked.
"I'm fine. We may as well go back to bed until the lights come on."
I wasn't about to take chances. I found her portable machine and got it charging. Crisis averted. Crown earned. Back to bed. Or so I thought. Just as I drifted off, Sallianapolis reappeared in my doorway, her voice somewhere between a banshee and a drill sergeant. At that hour of the day, it's hard to be objective about sounds you're trying your darndest to avoid.
"Wake up, this is urgent. Where do you keep your flashlights?"
I don't use flashlights, and you shouldn't either at this time of night. I grumbled, sitting up.
"What will you do if there's an emergency?"
I'd call 911. They have flashlights.
"Has anyone ever told you you're a real smartass?"
Yes, but you're the first one to wake me up at 4 a.m. to remind me. I muttered something unprintable and stumbled into the living room to sit on the couch. It was too late to argue, and besides, my throne awaited. Mom sat serenely, sipping her water.
"Why don't you two sit down and relax? The power will come on eventually. Our sitting here waiting for it won't make it come any faster."
By the time the sun was considering its rise and the birdies were singing, I was back in bed, dreaming of flowers, sunshine, and unicorns. I don't know what the rest of my family was doing. Well, at least I didn't know at first, but a few minutes after I returned to my rapidly cooling bed, I heard a scream whose volume presaged a nuclear attack, or the fact that,
"Yay, the lights are on!"